Hello, welcome to part 165 of the Daily Bread. We'll be reading Deuteronomy chapter 24, Isaiah 25, Psalms 13, Proverbs 14, and 2 Corinthians chapter 2. We'll begin the scriptures 2009, Deuteronomy chapter 24 on page 211. When a man takes a wife and shall marry her, then it shall be, if she finds no favor in his eyes, because he has found a matter of uncomfortableness, which means proof she was not a maiden, which means not a virgin, in her. And he shall write her a certificate of divorce, and put it in her hand, and send her out of his house. And if she left his house and went and became another man's wife, and the latter husband shall hate her, and write her a certificate of divorce, and put it in her hand, and send her out of his house, or when the latter husband dies, who took her to be his wife, then her former husband who sent her away is not allowed to take her back to be his wife after she has been defiled, for that would be an abomination before Yahweh. And do not bring sin on the land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you as an inheritance. When a man has taken a new wife, let him go out into the army. Let him not go out into the army, nor let any matter be imposed upon him. He shall be exempt 1 year for the sake of his home, to rejoice with his wife, whom he has taken. No one takes in pledge the lower or the upper millstone, for he would be taking a life in pledge. When a man is found kidnapping any of his brothers, the children of Israel, and treats him harshly or sells him, then that kidnapper shall die. Thus you shall purge the evil from your midst. Take heed in an outbreak of leprosy to diligently guard and do according to all that the priests, the Levites, teach you, as I have commanded them to do. So you shall do it, guard to do it. So you shall guard to do it. Remember what Yahweh your Elohim did to Miriam on the way when you came out of Mizraim. When you lend your brothers a loan, do not go into his house to get his pledge. Stand outside. Let the man to whom you lend bring the pledge out to you. And if the man is poor, do not sleep with his pledge. By all means return the pledge to him at sundown, and he shall sleep in his own garment, and shall bless you, and it shall be righteous to you before Yahweh your Elohim. Do not oppress a hired servant who is poor and needy of your brothers, or of your sojourners who are in your land within your gates. Give him his wages on the same day, and do not let the sun go down on it. For he is poor, and lifts up his being to it, so that he does not cry out against you to Yahweh, and it shall be a sin in you. Fathers are not put to death for their children, and the children are not put to death for their fathers. Each is to die for his own sins. Do not twist the right ruling of the sojourner or the fatherless, nor take the garment of a widow. But you shall remember that you were a slave in Mizraim, and that Yahweh your Elohim ransomed you from there. Therefore I am commanding you to do this word. When you reap your harvest in your field, and have forgotten an omer in the field, do not go back to get it. Let it be for the sojourner for the fatherless and the widow, so that Yahweh your Elohim might bless you in all your work of your hands. When you beat your olive trees, do not examine the branch behind you. Let it be for the sojourn, for the fatherless, and for the widow. When you gather the grapes of your vineyard, do not glean behind you. Let it be for the sojourn, the fatherless, and the widow. And you shall remember that you were a slave in the land of Mizraim. Therefore, I am commanding you to do this word. Isaiah 25 on page 432. O Yahweh, you are my Elohim. I exalt you. I praise your name, for you shall do a wonder. Counsels of long ago, trustworthiness, truth. For you shall make a city a heap, a walled city a ruin, a palace of strangers to be a city no more, never to be rebuilt. Therefore, strong people praise you. The city of the ruthless nations fear you. For you shall be a stronghold to the poor, a stronghold to the needy in his distress, a refuge from the storm, a shade from the heat. For the spirit of the ruthlessness is like a storm against a wall. You subdue the noise of strangers as heat in a dry place, as heat in the shadow of a cloud. The singing of the ruthlessness is subdued. And in this mountain Yahweh of hosts shall make for all people a feast of choice pieces, a feast of old wines, of choice pieces of marrow, of old wines well refined. And he shall swallow up on this mountain the surface of the covering, which covers all people, and the veil which is spread over the nations. He shall swallow up death forever, and the Master Yahweh shall wipe away tears from all faces, and take away the reproach of his people from all the earth. For Yahweh has spoken, and it shall be said in that day, see, this is our Elohim. We have waited for him, and he saves us. This is Yahweh. We have waited for him. Let us be glad and rejoice in his deliverance. For the hand of Yahweh rests on this mountain, and Moab is trodden down under him, as a straw is trodden down in the water of a dunghill. And he shall spread out his hands in their midst, as he who swims spreads out his hand to swim. And he shall bring down their pride together with the skill of his hands, and the high stronghold of your walls. He shall bring down, lay it low, level it to the ground, down to the dust. Psalms 13 on page 652. Oh, how long would you forget me, O Yahweh, forever? How long would you conceal your face from me? How long would I take counsel in my being? Grief is in my heart day by day. How long would my enemy be exalted over me? Look, answer me, O Yahweh, my Elohim. Enlighten my eyes, lest I sleep in death. Lest my enemies say, I have prevailed against him. Lest my adversaries rejoice when I am moved. But I have trusted in your loving commitment. My heart rejoices in your deliverance. I sing to Yahweh because he has been good to me. Proverbs 14 on page 741. Every wise woman has built her house, but the foolish breaks it down with her hands. He who walks in his straightness fears Yahweh, but but he but he whose ways are crooked despises him. In the mouth of a fool is a rod of pride, but the lips of the wise guard them. Where there is no oxen, the crib is clean, but from the strength of an ox comes much increase. A trustworthy witness does not lie, but a false witness breathes out lies. A scoffer shall seek wisdom, but find none, but knowledge is swift to him who has understanding. Leave the presence of a foolish man, for you shall not perceive the lips of knowledge. The wisdom of the clever is to understand his way. But the folly of fools is deceit. Fools scoff at guilt, but among the straight there is delight. The heart knows its own bitterness, and no stranger shares its joy. The house of the wrong is destroyed, but the tent of the straight flourishes. There is a way which seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. Even in laughter, the heart is in pain, and the end of that joy is heaviness. The backslider in heart is satisfied with his own ways, but a good man is satisfied from his. The simple believes every word, but the clever one watches his step. The wise fears and turns away from evil, but a foolish rushes on and is reckless. He who is impatient acts foolishly. A man who plans wickedness is hated. The simple shall inherit folly, but the clever are crowned with knowledge. The evil ones shall bow before the good, and the wrong ones at the gates of the righteous. The poor is hated even by his own neighbor, but the rich has many friends. He who despises his neighbor sins, but he who shows favor to the poor, oh blessed is he. Do not those who plan evil go astray, but loving commitment and truth are to those who plan good. In all labor there is profit, but talk of the lips leads only to poverty. The crown of the wise is their wealth. The folly of fools is folly. A true witness saves lives, but he who breathes out lies is a betrayer. In the fear of Yahweh is strong trust, and his children have a place of refuge. The fear of Yahweh is a fountain of life, to turn away from the snares of death in a multitude of people, in a sovereign splendor, but in the lack of people is the ruin of a prince. He who is patient has great understanding, but he who is short of spirit exalts folly. A healthy heart is life to the body, but envy and rottenness to the bones. He who oppresses the poor reproaches his maker, but he who esteems him shows favor to the needy. By his own evil doing the wrong is thrust down, but the righteous has a refuge in his death. Wisdom rests in the heart of him who has understanding, and even among fools it becomes known. Righteousness exalts a nation, and loving commitment to the people is sin. The sovereign's delight is toward a wise servant, but his wrath is toward him who causes shame. 2 Corinthians on page 121. And I decided this within myself, not to come to you again in sadness. For if I make you sad, then who is he who makes me glad, but the one who is made sad by me? And I wrote to you as I did, so that having come I might not have sadness over those from whom I should have joy, trusting in you, and all that my joy is that all of you. For out of much pressure and distress of heart I wrote to you with my tears, not that you should be sad, but that you might know the love which I richly have for you. And if anyone has caused sadness, he has not made me sad, but in some degree you all, not to be too harsh. For such a one, this punishment by the many is sufficient, so that, on the contrary, you should rather forgive and comfort, lest somehow such a one be swallowed up with too much sadness. So I appeal to you to confirm your love to him. Besides, I wrote for this purpose also, that I might know the proof of you, if you are obedient in all matters, and whom you forgive any matter, I do also. For indeed, if I have forgiven any matter, I have forgotten the one of your stakes. I have forgiven that one for your sakes, in the sight of Messiah, lest Satan should take advantage of us. For we are not ignorant of his thoughts. And when I came to Throsa for the good news of Messiah, and the door was opened to me by the Messiah, Master, I had no rest in my spirit, because I did not find Titus, my brother. But taking my leave of them, I went to Macedonia. And thanks to be Elohim, who always leads us on to overcome in Messiah and manifest through us the fragrance of his knowledge in every place, because we are to Elohim the fragrance of Messiah among those who are being saved and among those who are perishing. To the one we are the smell of death to life, and who is competent for these. For we are not, as so many, adulterating the word of Elohim for gain, but as of sincerity, but as from Elohim, in the sight of Elohim, we speak in Messiah. Shalom. Make it a great day. Read your Bible and talk to the Bible. Talk to the Father.